In this video, I'll show you what's new in version 71 of Descript Storyboard. Welcome to this video. My name is David and I hope you're well wherever you are around the world. Now, this is more of what's been improved and fixed in Descript Storyboard. So, number one is search, and they've updated the design for search based on feedback, and it's easier to find and use various features. So, by clicking on the magnifying glass icon, you can now find a number of search actions and a find end. And I'll go to my version and click on the magnifying glass to search. And then if I click on this one, you'll see the find end. So you can find and remove filler words, find and shorten word gaps, find and correct transcript, find, remove media, find and copy. So that's an improvement based on maybe the suggestions of people and the feedback they received from the folks that use Descript Storyboard. So that's number one. And then we go to number two, layer list. They've made a number of improvements to the layer list in the properties panel. You can now drag to rearrange layers, see audio layers in the layer list, rename layers from the context menu, and mute or solo audio layers. We also now show the layer list when there is no selection in audio compositions. Now, let's go. If I click on this media bin here and close out this, the search results, that is, the layers are right here. If I actually just scroll this, you can see the layer list here, and you can now kind of move. The script is at the bottom here. I can actually move it right there to the top, so that this, if I actually come here, the script is what is coming on top of all the other media here. There are different options for solo layer, mute layer, hide layer, lock layer. But let's take the script back to the bottom, but we want it because we want to have our media on top. This is really handy if you kind of want to move things quickly without the need to do like either moving them manually or right inside here. So that's really awesome. You can select that, change the name or what you want to do. So that's number two, the layer list. And then we've got scene properties. They now show scene properties when there is no selection in video composition, and you can now also choose a template or save current scene as a template from the scene properties. So what does that mean? Let's say we're in scene, let's say we go to scene number two. This is scene number two. If you look to the right, we've got scene. If I click on these three dots, you can save to template if that is something that you want to reuse. You also have the option to choose template. If I click on that, I'll get to the new, and this is coming up in a few seconds. There's a drive, and then there's the gallery, and then you can change to the different templates available, titles, captions, intros. If I click on something like intros, then you have a bunch of other intros that you can actually use in your projects. So that's really welcome to just have those options right inside here. Next up, what do we have? Obviously templates. In addition to making it easier to apply or create templates from scene properties, we've redesigned the templates panel to make it easier to browse template packs and repeatedly apply or switch between individual templates from the same template pack. So as I've mentioned, we now have this, but if you go to the templates, this is where you access the templates, or press on Ctrl-Alt-P, click on that. Let's go back, and you can see that it remembers the action that I did last. I went to that particular template. So we have the drive option, and this is where you find all the templates that you've been using, you've been creating, and so on and so forth. And then we've got the gallery, and from the gallery you have a ton of templates. So there are templates under titles, captions, intros, slides, multicam footage, audiograms. If you scroll down, vertical videos, annotations, overlays, and frames. So let's assume I'm working with some footage with multicam. I'll click on this, and then you have a bunch of options: full screen, 2-camera scene, modern 2-camera scene, picture in picture. So there's a ton of things: 3 people, 3 cameras. We've also got 4, and so on and so forth. So this is really handy, especially when you've recorded, let's assume, remote interviews in something like Quadcast, and you want to use a multicam template. Let's assume it's for 4-speaker. It's going to come in handy when you're creating or editing your video in Descript. So the layout has really changed, and it remembers where you were the last time you did all that. So if I click on intros and then close it out and then click on it again, I'll land right inside the intros. So that's highly welcome. It's a good redesign. Next up, what do we have? Using overdub and regenerate with videos. Overdub and regenerate no longer create sequences when used on a video, and instead move the original video out into a new layer in the composition. This allows you to adjust the original video with the generated audio right from the composition timeline without the need to enter a sequence. That's also highly welcome. Docking preferences are remembered. We now remember whether you choose to keep compositions or media panels docked. So that's highly welcome as well. And then we've got studio sound on range selections. Studio sound is now applied to all files in the selected range. Now I'd like to comment and say that I did this like a couple of hours ago, but I cannot get it to work. So what I'm assuming is, like, if I select the range tool here and then make a selection here, like for a particular range, then I can come to studio sound. Let's assume it's not applied, add it to this, and then it's going to add a studio sound right here. Because I've already added it before, it's adding to the whole composition. But in the initial trial that I did this, it was actually adding it to this particular composition or selection that I've made. I'm not sure what's happening, but hopefully it could just be a bug of sorts that is available at the moment, but hopefully it gets fixed. So that is something that I'd say is highly welcome as well, to be able to make like apply on all files in the selected range. And with this, what I would also like to say is, when this is done, then it would be easier, for example, with other audio effects, to make a quick selection of, let's go select the range tool and then make a selection here. Let's assume you want to add an audio effect like a reverb. To be able to add a reverb to just this particular selection or whatever you want to add in that particular selection. So that is something I would say. Let's say you want to add a distortion, a flanger, really depends. It would be highly welcome if the selected range can also be applied to these other audio effects. So if I click on that, let's say we want to add it somewhere there, but I'm assuming it's going to add to everything. So we already have it at 50. Let's play. In this video, I'd like us to talk about the future of work. I'm assuming it's already applied because I can hear some sort of flanger in the background. Let's remove it. In this video, I'd like us to talk about the future of work. But hopefully in future they can add that right inside the script. Would be really awesome. So other tweaks and fixes: cleaned up the script icon menu inside the editor to make it easier to find menu options and added a few additional menu items. Fixed an issue with untranscribed waveforms in the sequencer being too dark. Fixed an issue with setting manual word gap durations where it sometimes wouldn't show up when opened via the context menu. So this is more of improvements and fixes to Descript version 71, that is search, layer list, scene properties, templates, overdub, docking preferences, and also studio sound on range selections. What really I feel works best for me here is the templates and the scene properties, and also the studio sound on range selections if it works the way I assume it should work. So that's it for this video. Go try it out and see if it works out for you. Hopefully it does. And until next time, stay safe and never stop learning. Thanks for watching.